can look this up. There's no curvature to the earth. No curvature. NASA lies!
Switch, can we put your sign so that people can see it on the walkway or no?
Well, then nobody else gets to see it.
No, I know, but we got a lot of foot traffic here, I'm telling you.
Oh, you're such a pest.
I know. I'll do it. Sir, did you give them a card? Do you have a lot of cards?
Yes.
I might deal.
Yes! There you go. Want a card?
Dude, I was losing my mind. I gotta get better.
Okay, how am I going to do this? Oh, something got me.
Can I log in on my view?
There is no curvature to the earth. There is no curvature to the earth. You can look it up. Want one?
Yeah, cool.
There's no curvature to the earth. Look it up. I should always bring another one to see if I could hang it on the back.
I think I might have got it this time. Dude, my brother's useless.
Don't say that. It's on camera. Look up the curvature. There is none.
You know, this is really bothering me because now it's like it's costing me time to actually, you know.
What, going live? Why don't you just record it and upload it?
I will.
There's no curvature to the earth. There is no curvature to the earth. You can look this up. There's no curvature. Lying to children is child abuse. I don't think it's funny. There's no curvature. You can look it up.
I can keep this?
Yes, you may. You can look this up. There is no curvature. You figure out the formula. Lying to children is child abuse. You figure out the formula, then find the curvature. And I hope you choke on it. You can look it up. There's no curvature.
Hold on 1 second, okay, Brad?
There's no curvature. Figure out the formula, then go find curvature. You won't find any. 60 miles across Lake Michigan, you should not be able to see Chicago, but we can. There's no curvature. There's no curvature to the earth. Figure out the formula, then go find me curvature. There is none. There's no curvature. You think you can, you're so smart, figure it out.
Take one.
Thank you. There's no curvature. There's no curvature to the earth.
Yeah.
We are constantly accelerating
There's
upward.
no, that's wrong. That's a controlled society. We don't believe in that.
What?
No, no, we don't. That's a government agency. The Flat Earth Society.
Oh, wait, now it says ready. So I think it's good. Hold on. Solo unit configured successfully now, it says.
Wow, so many people go to the Flat Earth Society. There is no curvature to the earth.
Thanks. I'm late for that.
Now I think it's running. Can you go on my YouTube channel?
There's no curvature to the earth.
No, go, like refresh it. I just got it up and running.
There's no curvature to the earth. You figure out the formula and go find the curvature. Figure it out. Figure it out. Figure it out yourself. You're really smart. Figure it out. No, you didn't. What's the curvature formula? What is it? What is it? You don't know. You're just like a little parrot. There's no curvature to the earth. No curvature. It is sad when they say, oh, it's accelerating upwards. That's right out of the Flat Earth Society. Our government is insidious. Insidious. insidious, and they are saying, yeah, they love it. That's what the government does. Oh, we love being insidious because that's what demons do. That's demonic.
There. All right, never mind, man. You can't log into it and fix it. I mean, you should be able to.
There is no curvature to the earth. There's no curvature.
I love it.
Do you? Thanks. You
Here.
want to talk about anything?
No, I just, one second, I'm hoping a flat earther.
Yeah.
No, I have a friend who's a flat earther.
Really? Come
Yeah.
here. Come here.
Let me know. Hold on, Jay. I'll call you back. All right? All right.
Okay. Did he tell you any of this stuff? This is based on the 200 proofs by Earth is not a spinning ball. You give me 60 seconds here, and I'll tell you,
Yeah, I'm
and then you can think for yourself, right?
Yeah.
There should be curvature. This is the formula we came up with, 8 inches times a mile squared, okay? This is a flat Earth map. We got this out of the Boston Library, okay? North Pole's in the center. Antarctica goes all the way around the outside edge, okay? All those world organizations, including the United Nations, use the flat Earth map, but they leave off Antarctica. I don't think they want you to know that it goes around the outside edge, okay?
Yeah.
You look up Admiral Byrd and the Antarctic Treaty, okay? Now, the curvature formula, we should not see Chicago across 60 miles of Lake Michigan, but we can see it, okay? Now, water is always flat on the top. These are all physics principles that you have to know. If there's a flat surface, the reflection is on a line. Right. And this is reality. But look, if it's curved, you only get a spot. You can do that with glossy paper and a light bulb at home. Okay?
You know there's pictures of the Earth though?
Now, look up a guy named Robert Simmons. He works for NASA. He takes little pictures and puts them all together and pastes in the clouds on Photoshop. He admits it. So you look this stuff up. No, I'm not kidding. This is perspective. You know these railroad tracks continue. This is how our eyes work at a distance. You have to study these things and know what you're looking at. Don't let anybody tell you what you're seeing. You figure this out for yourself. Okay? All these books are being censored in the schools. Do you ever hear in these books? No.
I don't read.
You never hear about Robotham. You never hear about Michelson Morley. You never hear about these guys because they're telling you the Earth is stationary and flat. And
Where's the edge?
I only go as far as Antarctica, right there. That's the edge I go to. What's beyond that is fantasy, because nobody knows except the government, because Admiral Byrd was there in '58. And did you know that now they're still having religious ceremonies down there, and Senator Kerry went down there, flew in 300 miles from the edge. So what are they doing down there? They don't tell us that stuff, do they?
What we got here?
That's right on NASA website.
Earth is flat?
Right on NASA website.
Alright, I'm gonna show everyone this. See, I've been trying to tell you how the Earth is flat, yo.
Yeah, but you have to research it and know it for yourself. You can't just believe what somebody says. Not even me. Okay?
Kyrie Irving said
Not
it was
even
flat.
me.
So, okay.
So really, look it up and figure this out.
Alright.
And then if you want a really good job, don't tell anybody.
The books are censored.
Yes, they are. Do you know any of these books?
No.
Well, I don't like that you're laughing. This is a very serious topic.
I know
what?
I don't know those books.
You don't have children. I have 3 children. I never lied to my children. Okay? Santa Claus was not real, and I never. But there's people who want them to believe it was a Santa Claus. Why? Why is that? The trust is broken. Then we grow up and we have a corrupt government. Do you want a corrupt government?
No.
They cheat and steal from us. I don't want that. Thanks for stopping. If you have any questions, I can answer them. Figure out the curvature formula, then go find it.
I do have a question. Where can I find those books? Are they on Amazon?
Take a picture. Yeah, some of them are.
Cool.
But take a picture real close and you can get the titles.
Okay.
And then you can get some of them.
Cool.
Yeah, go ahead.
Check them out. Yeah.
Look up the curvature formula. Figure it out yourself, then go find curvature. Because you won't find any. There is no curvature. Look it up. This is a really good spot. Because
Yeah,
it comes like in waves.
Yeah, it's good.
So then I'm not talking the whole time.
Oh, it is good. It is live. Say we're good.
Okay.
I think it took forever to do this.
We have a lot already. We had a lot of people stopping.
Now, how do I see comments? I should be able to see comments, shouldn't we?
Oh, the
Yeah, how do
comment
you-
stream. I'm not sure.
I wanted to see that. How do you
Wait,
see-
Paul Nassau. See, I can't read this thing. My eyes are so bad. Oh, tell Zoom truth. There is no sound.
Oh, there is. Oh,
Oh,
check it out.
right.
Let's see if we can-
Thank
check and
you,
see-
Paul.
Check and see if that does it.
I don't know. He just sent me a message. There is no curvature. Figure out the formula, then go find me some curvature. You won't find any.
Shouldn't we?
There is no curvature to the earth. Figure out the formula.
I
Figure
knew
it
it.
out. And don't be a dumbass your whole life.
Why isn't it chat? Can you see if there's live stream chat? Because I want to see if you know what? I'll tell Brad.
Figure out the curvature.
All right, cool.
Does Brad have it?
Brad.
There is no curvature to the earth. Figure out a formula. You're so smart. Figure out a formula, then go find a curvature. And you won't have any to be found. There is no curvature. There is no curvature to the earth. There is no curvature. We live on a flat plane. There is no curvature. No, you're not. See, when they say, "Oh, I'm all right," no, you're not. Unless you know that you're living on a flat plane, you're not all right.
No,
I'm sorry. Lying to children is child abuse. There is no curvature. You go prove it. Prove it to yourself. You got to know for yourself. You can't just believe what's in a textbook. The government lies if you don't know that by now.
There it is, flat.
Absolutely.
Oh my goodness.
You afraid to look it up, big guy?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, you are.
Okay, we're spinning 1,000 miles an hour right now. Spin around.
You can look it up and be smart. Figure out the curvature formula, then go find some. There is no curvature. There is no curvature to be found.
Yeah. All those educated scientists are all wrong.
No, they're all lying to you. They are lying.
Right? Hundreds of years of science is
No,
wrong. You guys
no.
are right. Hundreds of years of science is wrong.
No, flat earth has been around a lot longer.
I see that.
Sure you may.
Thank you.
That's smart of you to at least look into it. There is no curvature. Figure out the formula, then go find it. You gotta know your own reality. Are we living on a flat plane or a spinning ball? Can you prove that you live on a spinning ball? No way. No way, you can't prove it. NASA lies. It's a propaganda organization. Look it up, buddy. Look it up.
I am a believer.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Good job. Look it up. Woohoo!
You're so right, though.
Do what, hon?
You're very right.
I know, I know. Hi, good. How are you?
Can you convince me?
No, I won't convince you, but I will tell you what this is about. Then you can go and study it yourself, and you can decide for yourself. This is not a debate. This is just information, okay? Okay. So this is the flat Earth map. It's gotten out of the Boston Library, okay? Okay. Now, North Pole's in the center. Antarctica goes all the way around the outside edge. All these world organizations use a flat Earth map. It's also in Air Force One and the Situation Room in the White House. But they leave off Antarctica. I don't think they want you to know that it goes around the outside edge.
I guess not.
Because that would bring up a lot of freaking questions, wouldn't it? Okay? So now, if there is a ball, then it has to have a curvature formula for how far out it goes, how far down it drops, right?
Yeah.
Right? Okay, so here's the formula we came up with. This is how we came up with it. Using Pythagorean theorem, very simple thing. This is Chicago across 60 miles of Lake Michigan. Should not see that. We have a guy who took a camera in a speedboat and went the whole way. It's not a mirage. No refraction there. So we know the properties of water, flat on the top. Your swimming pool's flat, the lakes are flat, and the oceans are flat, undisturbed. Okay? So, now we have, what is another property, a physics property, is reflection of light. If it's a flat surface, you get a line. And that line goes right onto that flat table. If you have a curved surface, go home and get a glossy paper and a light bulb, curve it, and see what you get. You'll get a spot. You don't get the line. What do we see in reality? That's what we see in reality.
I have a question. Where would the South Pole be?
Antarctica is like a car speaker. North Pole's in the center, and the other pole is around the outside edge.
Okay.
Yeah, and the vibrations go through. Okay? So here we have something perspective. Number six. Number 6 is on this video. 200 proofs Earth is not a spinning ball, which is on the card. You can find that. Did you get one? And because sometimes they scrub them on YouTube. So, look. So these numbers correspond with the video. The numbers correspond. So you'll see all these again, except the ones I added on there. Like this, I added these books on. Take a close picture and get some of these books and read them because they're being censored in the schools. Okay? This is the spinning ball means it's spinning 1,000 miles an hour at the equator. Why is there no centrifugal force? There's none up here at the top on the axis. How come we're not weighing less at the equator? I know, it's one of those questions. So then here's NASA. NASA, you go look on their website. Same diameter, why can the United States be different sizes? How does that happen? It doesn't. They're lying to us. They're mocking us.
The South Pole is more like the South Ring?
The rim. Yeah, the rim. Yeah. So then these experiments are all, you're not being taught these in school either. Michelson-Morley, Airy's failure, they all prove a stationary Earth. This is more of NASA. When they're out doing a spacewalk, why do we have videos called Bubbles in Space, where we see air bubbles going up the helmet? You know what that one astronaut said? Oh, it was a paint chip. Oh, really, a paint chip? Come on. I mean, so then you have to know when the Earth is a flat plane that the tropics are different. The Tropic of Cancer is smaller, and the Tropic of Capricorn is much larger. If you know anybody who lives outside of the equator, then you will say, they will tell you that the sun really moves fast. And it has to move faster to get around the same area in the 24-hour period. Okay? So, did anybody get one?
Where's Asia on this 2012 image or the 2013 one?
This here?
No, the one to the left of that.
Here?
Yeah, where would Asia be?
This is what they put on NASA.
Oh.
Okay? NASA's going to pretend it's still a globe.
Yeah.
I'm not proposing that. I want this here. Asia's over here.
Okay.
Okay? And I know you're skeptical because I'm 60 years old. And I was taught the same thing you were. And then 2.5 years ago, I woke up and now I'm pissed. Okay? So I don't want anybody lied to. I never lied to my children. I don't want corruption in our schools. I don't want corruption in our governments. The only way to do that is to tell the truth. So get rid of the lies.
Very informative, thank you. So how would the seasons work on a flat Earth? I'd love to hear this.
The sun is very close. I would say, some say within 100 miles. I say it's 9.3 miles, actually. That's my own theory. And it's very small. And you cannot, like the moon, you cannot land on the moon. It's not a terra firma, it's a filament. Do you know there's free flowing electricity up there, right? You do know that. It's like a torus field. It comes up out of the North Pole, then we get the aurora borealis, okay? Then it comes up and it goes around through the sun, which is positively charged. The moon could be negative. I can't prove that, that's my theory, okay? Then it comes and goes around. And that proves the dome too. Lightning sprites. Look up lightning sprites. They come off the dome. You can see the dome is up there. Okay? Admiral Byrd. No, you look up lightning sprites. Then you'll see it's coming off the dome. But see, these are not something, yeah, you could see it. Admiral Byrd did in 1958, his exploration, he kept losing airplanes because they kept crashing into something they couldn't see. He lost over a dozen planes. So you have to go look into this, the stuff they don't tell you. Look into it.
I have something about Felix jump.
Oh, Felix Baumgartner? Yeah.
He jumped to the same place.
Did you see when he opened the door?
Yes.
The horizon was flat,
Fish eye.
but when he got outside,
Yes.
it was curved.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have a big picture.
And how come he went up, how far did he go up? And he still came down?
Yes, at the same place.
He came down the same place. Exactly right. Exactly right. I'm so sick of the lies. I'm so sick of it.
Me too. Me too.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for stopping.
I told my teacher today about this subject.
Really?
She loved on me.
Yes,
All the
because
students loved on me.
yes, I know. Well, don't bring it up again because you'll never get a good job. The system is all corrupt. I'm telling you, don't tell anybody.
I know.
Just tell your children.
Of course.
Yes, you're a smart guy.
Thank you.
Anybody else want one? Yeah, I'll get you one here. Yes, there. You got to look it up.
Daily basis of the same city.
I don't want to. I mean, like,
You got to know for yourself.
temperature.
You got to know for yourself. Lying to children is child abuse.
So it's like,
Some of these professors don't know. Some of the professors just want the cushy job. They don't know.
Check this out. So what he did is he took his video camera.
But they're going to find out.
He kept the video camera on the garage.
Anybody else want to look into it?
Drove across the lake until that garage had turned into the city somehow.
okay.
So he has it on video where that mirage, so was it a mirage or when, and if it wasn't?
That's NASA putting out that garbage.
Good the guy.
It's all different.
Good the young guys. I like to talk to
Well, let me ask you, I mean, look at this right here. I mean, you know, I know how I've seen mirages.
Well, look it up.
And mirages often are wavy.
Information can't hurt you.
Oftentimes they're upside down. They're not even. They're not. I think that's the more common mirage.
I don't know about refraction.
All right. So anyhow, let's check this out. So this one raised some serious concerns. Now, what happened is a lot of people started doing the same type of and they're using infrared photography now to actually, I think, eliminate some of these characteristics.
That's a lie. Super.
There's guys.
No matter how high you go, the horizon is always at your eye level. You go up in an airplane, the horizon is always at your eye level. You go on Mount Everest, the horizon is always at your eye level. Always. It's not dropping down.
Again, there was your laser beam insight.
The earth is not curved. Look it up. Don't be ignorant all your life. The video's down at the bottom, 200 proofs.
But you know, you square that and you multiply it by 8 inches, and you end up with miles and miles of curvature that's hiding what it is we are seeing.
You love to be ignorant, right?
Listen, just that.
Lying to children is child abuse.
At age 5 or 6, I don't know the ball. But are we really taught it? I don't believe so. Because at most kids at age 5 or 6 are
Yep.
thinking, it's convenient. You know what I mean? They're accepting what it is that authority told us. And, you know, that's why I have
Yeah, that's child abuse.
one down there.
Here, you can look it up.
Naturally or instinctively
The earth is a flat plane, and we have evidence. Lying to children is child abuse. The earth is not a spinning ball. Woo!
Check it out.
Lying to children is child abuse. What are you doing, Dave?
I don't know. What do I do?
I don't know. Just shove them under further.
Yep. All right.
That's all. Don't bend it.
Yeah, I know. Thanks.
Ah. Here, maybe if we turn it this way, they can see that there's a difference. The earth is not a spinning ball. The earth is not a spinning ball.
Are you kidding around? Or
The earth is not a spinning ball.
why would they hide that the earth is flat? I believe the earth is not. It's flat. It's not a spinning ball.
The earth is not a spinning ball. Well, look it up. You can look it up. The earth is not a spinning ball. Lying to children is child abuse. You can look it up. You can be smart. At least you know what it's about.
China, what they do is they divide
The earth is not a spinning ball. Look it up.
people, right? And the governments are
There is no curvature.
who are in
No curve to the earth.
Like when you say why
No
would that
curvature.
be lying? Well, if Earth is a spinning ball, right? Then and
There's no curvature.
it is as they told us.
There's no curve to the earth. Look it up. Don't be ignorant all your life.
All this came from nothing. And we evolved from.
Why are you using your phone as a camera?
Yes, I am. Why? Because I teach other people how to do this.
Okay.
I have a YouTube channel.
What's your?
Maryland Spirit Level.
So in multiple.
What?
So actually, multiple ancient cultures.
Please don't film. Like, don't put me on your face.
Really?
You can put
Guess
my
what?
likeness on there.
This is a public
That's fine.
space. You want to not be seen in public? You know what? At every corner, there's a camera. See over there? There's 6 of them.
I'm absolutely fine with you using my likeness, but
Thank you. What's your question?
I just want to know how you explain gravity if Earth isn't a sphere.
One of my favorite things. Okay.
Have you investigated
Okay,
flat Earth
here.
yourself already? Have you investigated it already, flat Earth?
Gravity?
Idea?
All right. Do you think there's possibly another explanation for gravity? Could there possibly be something? Since we never proved gravity, it's just a theory.
Accept it.
Okay, well,
Start,
theory.
Okay, I understand that, but do you think there's possibly maybe another explanation?
I mean, there's always possibly another.
That's all I wanted to
explanation
hear
for
you.
anything.
That's all I wanted to hear from you. Now listen. Okay, so gravity's never been proven, so maybe there's another reason. I agree that when things fall, there's that formula and the rate of fall. That's evident, right? But what if there's something else that's holding us on the ground? I think it's diamagnetism. Okay? You know there's free-flowing electricity up there?
Yeah,
There's free-flowing electricity.
and magnetism.
Yes, okay. So diamagnetism is a repelling force. Okay. So what happens is I think we live in a torus field.
It's very clear.
Is that how you say torus, toral? Anyway, out of the North Pole, electricity comes up out of the North Pole. Then we get the aurora borealis in the lower atmosphere, right? Atmos.
On that one down
Then
there.
it comes up and it goes around, and there's a dome. There is a dome. Now we know that because of lightning sprites, and also Admiral Byrd, when he was down in Antarctica, he lost a lot of planes because they kept crashing into something they couldn't see. There's also other explanations, but there's a dome. So the electricity comes up out of the North Pole, hits the dome, comes around, and it's like a big donut.
And the spin is 1,000 miles.
Okay? Now electricity goes through a filament. We call it the sun. And it lights up, and that's what keeps it going. And the moon could be a negative filament. We can't land on the moon because when you look in the daylight, and it's like a crescent moon in the daylight, it's blue. You can see right through it. It's blue.
Right.
But at nighttime, they can look through the dark part and they see stars.
It's not spinning as fast.
You can see through the damn thing.
The crust of the
Really?
Earth, just as 100
I mean,
miles,
come
100
on.
miles
So
above the Earth,
we could
you
never
at least
land
be
on the
spinning
moon.
faster.
And
The atmosphere would be needing
I think it's
faster than the
diamagnetism
Earth
that's
itself,
holding us
right?
down.
Because the further away you get from the center.
It's holding us
Now,
down.
what's causing it to spin faster?
I just feel like there's not really that much
Right? So,
correlation
the whole
between
thing
what anything you
comes
just
down
said.
to
But like, I don't know. That's just my opinion.
Well, that's because it's new. You have to think about it.
We don't
Look, you got to look up torus field and then think, well, and look up diamagnetism and say, well, you know, it could be that. I can't prove it, but I can't. Nobody can prove gravity
Water,
either.
they say, you know, it's 70%. They tell us.
No,
I don't
you
know,
see,
I've never-
you
I've
say,
never
well,
been up
because you've
high
been taught
enough
that
to
all
see
your
that,
life.
right? So
I
I have
mean,
no
like,
idea what it's
Right,
doing.
It's
you've
just
taught
like,
that.
like there's photos of like from the space
we know
station
water's
and
flat.
shit. Like,
The space station. Okay, here.
Around the ball.
Are you
Mind
like
control, man.
these?
Just because
These
they told us
photos?
this, we believe it.
all right, that's such a lazy argument
regarding
just to
the,
say that it's all like
Really?
production.
We have bubbles in
At the same
space.
time,
You go show me a real spacewalk,
the outside of it.
and then tell me why there's an air bubble going up his helmet.
It's funny. Yeah.
I have never even seen
Can you
that.
tell the difference between something real and something fake?
Usually, yes.
Okay, go look up some pictures of satellites. You can't tell they're not real. They're fake.
Well, how are you? What's your proof that they aren't real?
What's the proof they aren't real?
Yeah.
Well, because we don't really have any real pictures of them anyway. I mean,
Well, how do you know that those pictures that are of them aren't real?
well, when you're in the space station that's supposedly up there, how come they never get pictures of satellites floating by?
Because they take the whole goal of the space station is to take pictures of the Earth. Like,
But they're not even doing that.
Yes, they are. Like, they send pictures regularly that they take of the Earth.
Really?
I feel like if you went up in the space station and you saw the Earth for what it was, you wouldn't think any of this.
Yeah. Do you know that the horizon is always at your eye level? No matter how high you go? Even up in the space station, it's at your eye level.
I'm not really sure what that effect is called, but that's like an effect of
It's
physics.
called a flat plane. It's called perspective, right here. It's perspective. When there's two planes, it always comes up to the eye level. But it never goes away. Never goes away from you.
Right.
Never goes down.
You would never be able to see that anymore. But I don't know. I feel like if
Study perspective. Watch the videos. Study perspective.
the perspective thing was correct, I feel like you'd be able to see a lot farther than you can see.
Well, have you ever driven in a fog?
Yeah.
How far can you see in the fog?
Depends on how thick the fog is.
Right. So between here and Spain, there's a lot of moisture in the air.
Uh-huh.
And that's just like a fog. And that's why you can't see very far.
All right. So
But-
you're explaining away the curvature of the Earth through fog?
No, that's why you can't see really far.
Right.
Okay, but we have the P900 and the P1000 zoom cameras now.
Yes.
So any ship that goes over the curve, we can zoom in on it now. And if it was really over the curve, you couldn't do that.
Right. All right.
So
Well,
there's a lot to this. You're not going to get it today.
I don't think I'm going to get it ever. But
Well,
thank you
no,
for
I
trying
know
to
that.
Explain it to me.
Just look into it and keep your mind open. There's no curvature to the earth. There is no curvature to the earth. There's no curvature to the earth. Figure out the formula and look it up. Go find the curve. Go find the curvature. There is none.
So here's water in action. See how it's
There's no curvature to the earth. There is no curvature. Figure out a formula of a 24,901 equator. There's no curvature. Look it up. Figure it out. Go find the curve. There is none. There's no curvature to the earth. There's no curvature to the earth. Figure it out the formula yourself and go find the curvature. That's all you have to do. It's so sad, these young minds. There's no curvature to the earth. Figure out the formula, go find the curvature. There's no curvature to the earth. Figure out a formula, go find it. There's no curvature to the earth. There is no curvature. Figure out a formula, go find the curvature. I had to put on my jacket. I had to put it on. There's no curvature to the earth.
Why y'all doing this? That's all I want to know. Why are you doing this? I don't care. I'm just asking for curiosity.
Do you love truth?
I do love truth.
I do. I love truth too. And I hate lies.
Good enough for me?
Yeah.
Good enough for me. I'll look into it later. Thank you.
The only way to fight corruption is with truth.
That is correct.
There is no curvature to the earth. Look it up. Figure out a formula. You smarty. You're a smarty. You then figure it out. Figure it out. Study it for yourself. Figure it out. Study it for yourself. There's no curvature to the earth. Figure it out. Figure out the formula and find the curvature. There is none. There's no curvature. No curvature. Figure it out. There's no curvature. There's no curvature to the earth. Figure it out. Figure out a formula and go find the curvature. There is none. curvature formula and go find some.
NASA makes $53 million a day. What are you? Being all the things that you see from NASA's $53 million.
You can look it up.
I'm confused with this.
Oh no, there's more.
Well, there's no curvature to the Earth. Yeah, well, you got to figure out a formula.
Alright, if there's no curvature to the Earth, how do you explain in lunar eclipses when the shadow on the moon is massive?
Okay,
Yeah, that can
so
only be demonstrated by a sphere.
yeah, there are other orbs in the heavens that we are not being told about, and it's in the ancient documents, Rahu and Ketu. You look all those things up. There's so much we're not being told. So much. How do you explain the last eclipse? How do you explain the last eclipse with all those little things on the ground? The shadows, the little crescents on the ground. How do you explain that? You didn't know anything about that? You have to look up stuff with flat Earth in the front, then you'll get more information.
Yeah, our driveway would be being
Our
pulled
center of
sideways.
mass on a round Earth is pulled down. If the Earth is flat, we'd be going towards the moon.
Do you think that there could be possibly another explanation for gravity?
But like, what would it be?
Then you're closed-minded, but she's open.
I'm just not.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
I've just explored
She
this
said, "Well,
topic.
what could it be?" But you're saying no.
Well, yeah, I've just
So then
explored
you choose to be ignorant. You're not science. You're not
No,
science.
I've done my research.
You are not science at all, because a scientist will never reject evidence.
I never said I rejected.
Yeah, never.
Actually,